Since 2014 I've been mining to get the top tips, and now after finally getting the 100th top tip for this video from this here infected, I've decided to organize all these 100 based on how useful they are today, counting down from rank 100. Attaching any muzzle to your weapon will make it longer, raising it sooner near objects. Standing while using the rangefinder will reduce your sway. Gunshot sounds do not echo off buildings or mountains. All bullets in DayZ have a maximum flight time of 6 seconds before they get deleted. Buckshot and regular slugs are the only ammo type to not deflect off of objects. These doors on this brick house, these garage doors, and these blue doors of this warehouse cannot be shot through. This house, this other wooden house, and these HESCO barriers can be shot through very easily. Armor doesn't reduce the speed of bullets in DayZ. When you start up a vehicle in DayZ, it will reduce the energy of the battery by how damaged the battery is. Plant material and garden lime don't increase the speed plants grow, only the amount of food you get. All crops disappear after 1 or 2 hours once fully grown. Nearly all weapons have a multiplier on them that makes the damage they do dependent on the weapon and the ammo that they use. Breaking down ghillie suit parts is a faster way to get a full one with the parts you get. Both the plastic bottle and the canteen can hold the exact same amount of liquid. Lower caliber rounds have a higher chance to deflect, and bullets deflect more the slower they travel. Both the landmine and the bear trap break legs and inflict health damage, 60 for the landmine, 27 for the bear trap. If you're not wearing shoes, running on grass will make your feet bleed 15 times less than other surfaces. Jackets, backpacks, pants, and other items do not provide additional armor, only vests and helmets do. Some ammo types do different amounts of health damage compared to their shock damage at the same distance from a target. The optic on the AUG A1 measures the height of a player at around 200 meters with maxed out field of view. Shooting an infected in the arm does the exact same amount of damage as shooting one in the chest or the back. The legs of an infected can tank the most bullets of any body part. The chance your weapon has to jam is based on the quality level of your gun, the magazine, and the rounds that you're using. Badly damaged weapons have a 5% chance to jam every single shot you fire. Most light sources stop rendering at 125 meters, but the fireplace can be seen at a very long distance. Penetrating objects is mostly logical, with the pointy ammo types being the ones that are best at penetration. Jumping into water from any height will not cause damage if the water is deep enough. Taking your clothes off will dry them much faster next to a fireplace. Baking food provides the most nutritional value when cooking food. The flare gun cannot be used to kill anything in the game, but you can still suicide with it. You cannot shoot all the way through player-made structures apart from the watchtower floor. You can create a huge explosive charge by placing 6 grenades in a stove with a cooking pot and turning it on. It's better to shoot through a vehicle at the driver instead of trying to stop it by destroying the battery or the wheels. The fastest way to travel while not taking shock damage with a broken leg is by walking. Compensators, buttstocks, handguards, and even magazines reduce the recoil of a weapon. The speed of bullets traveling through the air gets reduced over time, reducing the damage that it inflicts on impact. Armor-piercing rounds don't do extra damage, they simply reduce the durability of armor faster. Weapon sounds change based on these 4 sound environments that the shooter is in. It's currently not possible to damage items within items. All weapons in DayZ have up to 5 different weapon sounds depending on the distance and the attachments used. If you add water to plots after they have seeds in them, you will use roughly 30% less water. Cooking food gives you 5 times the nutritional value that raw meat does. Using only the 4th gear on a V3S is much faster than using gears or changing the gears. Here are all the locations that gas attacks can happen. A landmine will explode if placed under a car that is not turned on when a player gets into the driver's seat. Ammo types will cause unconsciousness from between 3 seconds and 25 seconds depending on the type. Being knocked out by physical damage from a player or infected leaves you unconscious for a maximum of 50 seconds, but landmines are a guaranteed 50 seconds. The combat mask lasts 50% longer in gas zones compared to the other 2 masks. The pox injector can be used to revive unconscious players. Bears are very difficult to kill, requiring this many headshots from these popular weapons. Weapons stop making weapon crack sounds at these distances. Flashbangs do a lot of damage to infected. EpiPens protect you from the stamina draining effect of a flashbang for 1 minute. Going unconscious in water will kill you in 20 seconds. All of these weapons cannot become jammed. If you're bleeding in a gas zone, even while fully protected, you can still get gas poisoning. Most foods have a decay timer, and raw foods will become rotten in just a few hours. Raw fruit, vegetables, and mushrooms have a 50% chance to become dried when their decay timer reaches 0. These 4 variables will make you cold, and these 4 variables will make you hot. If you go unconscious, the item in your hand will drop to the floor, and this includes when you go unconscious inside a car. Having full white stats or taking multivitamins will allow you to eat raw meat, consume with bloody hands, or drink from dirty water sources. Apart from the FAMAS, all sawn-off weapons in DayZ have twice the amount of recoil. Weapon sounds can travel up to a maximum of 3,500 meters, but most of them are lower than this. The biggest factors that make you cold are the wetness value of your clothing and their quality level. When dead, players' bodies decay based on time: 0 to 10 minutes for normal, 10 to 20 minutes for decayed skin and flies, 20 to 40 minutes for extreme decay and flies. Ruined grenades will explode but cannot become ruined inside clothing or attached to clothing. Vehicles can keep you warm from the cold. Do not try to snipe with shotgun slugs, they are very bad past around 30 meters. All weapon sounds sound very similar past around 250 meters, as a lot of weapons share the exact same sound. If a weapon does more than 100 health damage at the distance you're shooting them at, it will also break their legs at this distance too. Rubber slugs are very difficult to use with their bullet speed being so low and won't KO players past 30 meters with a chest shot. All armor is less resistant to shock damage. There are 10 infected types in DayZ that are not very different from each other. Just be aware that there are 3 tiers instead. Optics provide twice the accuracy bonus that sights do. Chest armor protects you from taking extra health damage from landmines but will still knock you out. If your character gets a disease icon from bandaging, use one of these 3 within 20 minutes to cure it. Infected cannot attack you in cars, but wolves and bears can. Only 75 shock damage is required to KO a target, where 100 health damage is required to kill. You can throw meat, guts or bones to distract wolves for around 15 seconds, allowing you to escape if you're fast enough. You can trap someone in the front passenger seat of a vehicle by placing a landmine underneath them while they're in the passenger seat. When they move, it will explode. Grenades can penetrate easy to penetrate surfaces and damage players on the other side. Landmines will do almost no damage to a bear, and bear traps don't do much damage either. Only the sprinting, jogging or crouch sprinting stances will activate tripwire traps. You don't have to run over a landmine with the tire for it to blow up. If it's under the car and there's somebody in it, or if it's turned on, it will blow up. In a player's inventory, all food decays 2.5 times faster. You can't jump over a bear trap or a landmine, but you can jump over the tripwire trap. Explosions do less than half the damage to players within a vehicle. Player bodies will disappear within 30 to 60 minutes after death. This time is random. The high capacity vest doesn't protect you from ballistics, only the plate, ballistic and police vest do. Jumping out of a vehicle will kill you easily even at a low speed like 20 kilometers an hour. Shock doesn't start to regenerate until 1 second after you took the shock damage, so a continuous stream of attacks is the best way to KO a player more effectively. If a vehicle triggers a landmine, all players inside will go unconscious regardless of how much armor they have. If you get stage 2 wound infection, continue to use these that are found in medical locations, taking 1 every 5 minutes until you're cured. Both bullets from a blaze double shot follow the exact same path. You can flip over vehicles by placing a big item under it, then throwing a smaller item at the vehicle. Any weapon that has a suppressor cannot be heard beyond 150 meters. Disinfected items lose their disinfected status when they take damage. Be very aware of this. If a bear spots you, it will KO you and then run away, but if you attack it, it will attack you until you die most of the time. If you get the gas poisoning disease, you can use a blood bag on yourself to cure it, but not the blood of somebody that's already been inside a gas zone. In most locations, you won't hear the sound of artillery from an incoming gas attack. If you get hit by one, look up and run away from the center as fast as possible.
Bonus tap!
Anybody that has the M4A1 in DayZ is a very dangerous player that should be avoided at all costs, apart from me. If you're looking for a couple hundred more tips, I've created this playlist here for all of my tips videos for your viewing pleasure, but the best way to master DayZ is to just play the game. That would be my biggest tip of this video. Regardless though, I do want to thank you for being curious enough to find this video and to try and improve at the game. DayZ is very difficult and you're doing better than most players. If you'd like to see a rundown next year of my top 100 tips, you know what to do. Alternatively, you can comment about how I can improve this video by ordering the tips differently next time. Are there any tips that you would have ranked differently as well? Do you have any extra tips? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for sticking with me all the way to the end of this video and have a good day.